Juan Manuel Marquez. Timothy Bradley. 10 players news is gonna talk a little about this fight. We'll try and make it short. But first we wanna address a question asked from our last prediction. And this is for those asking where our predictions went. Especially since we said we were 249-0. But we aren't 249-0 anymore. We're actually 250-0 after the Paulie Broner fight. But first things first. We've answered this question several times. Hopefully this will be the last. Our stories and predictions were removed, and not by us. Seems we were a little too vulgar for the tube communities. It's not like we're doing porn. So I don't get it myself. We even did a story about female boxers to support them. We love female fighters and wanted to empower them with some good advice. We simply said that if they wanted the same money and ratings male fighters get, that they should do what the men do. And take their shirts off for the fight. You can bet I'll watch every fight. No doubt. Maybe even with Vaseline and a towel handy. To feel like I'm in their corner. But apparently this annoyed some people. We thought we were supporting equal rights. But it seems showing pictures of women in the ring with their shirts off isn't allowed on certain tube sites. Who the fuck knew? So we're toning it down a bit to keep our predictions up. Having our stories removed 2 hours after we put them up can get irritating. But we're still gonna remain 10 players news and tell the truth. So we hope that answers the questions of why our stories vanish. Now to get back to the Marquez-Bradley fight. These are two guys we like. We're not giving our prediction on this fight yet, because we have to gather more info to see how these guys are training and thinking for this fight. There's a lot to assess. And Marquez isn't getting any younger. But from what we've seen, we clearly know Marquez is a warrior. Bradley we know is a battler. But we can't quite say he's a warrior. A warrior is those guys who could fight in the days of 15 rounds, and Marquez is one of those. The gladiator type who'd fight 20 rounds, or until only one guy is left standing. But from what we saw in Bradley's last fight, he was ready to go in the 12th. And just hung on for the win. Bradley also keeps bulking up. And we're not sure this will work in his favor. Marquez on the other hand is a guy we've seen go down. And bloodied. Yet we've still never seen him hurt. He has a will of iron. And he's smart. He can time a speedy fly and catch one even if it's twice as fast as him. But this is a fight we want to see. Because these are two guys that rejected another fight with Pacquiao to fight each other. And both want to make a statement. Bradley would love to beat the guy who knocked out the guy who Bradley beat, because many fight fans feel he's a guy Bradley didn't really beat. While Marquez would love to beat the guy who arguably beat the guy he definitely beat. This way he can say he beat them both. We're trying to tone down the tongue twisters. Because we don't like fucking up fight fans' heads. But we hope you get this. Bradley is tough. But Marquez is crazy tough. Any guy who will drink his own piss to win, takes his training serious as fuck. If you told Marquez he had to eat a bowl of maggots each day to win, he'd do that shit. No joke. Because he has a mind that's tough as hell. I've never even seen Marquez look worried in a fight. Even when he goes down. He just gets the fuck back up. He also doesn't get much credit for his ability to adjust during fights. So we're not giving our fight prediction just yet. Because we want to see what these guys have to say about their training for this fight. And Tim was put through hell in his last fight against a guy who's no Marquez. At the same time, Tim is pretty smart. And might be making adjustments. So we'll see. But if Marquez puts Bradley down in this fight, and we don't mean a flash knockdown, we see it being hard for Tim to recover. Unless he seriously gets on his bike and runs for a few rounds. Then uses boxing skills and speed to get a decision. So even though this isn't our final prediction, we see Marquez having the edge in this fight so far. But if Bradley does win, don't bank on it being a knockout. If Marquez wins, it probably will. So this is a fight we're looking forward to. Also, Canelo Alvarez has some decent fans. We saw their comments in our last fight prediction. Unfortunately he has some stupid racist fans too. Who like to call anyone who doesn't pick Canelo to win, a racist. While making racial slurs. Which is what a racist does. Many of these same fans dislike my voice as well. Which is quite funny. Especially since they thought the shit was sexy as hell when we were predicting Canelo's wins. So for the dumb-ass Canelo fans that are racists, and trying to make believe everyone else is a racist instead. Our assessment here is based on skills, mindset, and the experience of these fighters, not their race or nationality. We don't pick a fighter because of his race when we want to count our money at the end of a fight. We don't care if he's white, black, Chinese, Arabian or green. And if the guy we pick because of their skills and experience happens to be black, and you don't like it? Too fucking bad, because we don't give two shits.